So today I want to tell you about the new lessons that I've learned in dating in the recent past. Yani vitu nimelearn within probably the last 1 year in the dating scene, and this comes after nimeweza pia kuinteract na ma Gen Z. So I can tell you how dating a Gen Z is like. I can tell you how interacting a Gen Z is like, but I'll give you my perspective, okay? So number one, nimelearn you have to learn to prioritize yourself. Hakuna mtu atai kuja kudate na wewe ama kuanza kukukatia and then ashinanga amekukumbusha hey, you don't prioritize yourself. Me ukinipe all the energy, imagine I'll take it. If you give somebody else all the attention, they will take it. But you see, at the end of the day, unaifanya at your own cost. Like wewe mwenyewe ndio unabaki kuumia because maybe you are giving the attention that you're not getting back. So you have to prioritize yourself. Ikikuja ni attention, ikikuja ni story hata na do, unapata mtu anaingia relationship, they want to spend all their money on this person. They are forgetting that pia wewe unafaa kujibuild at the end of the day. There's nothing wrong with spending your money on somebody. Unampenda, we get it, okay? But at the end of the day, your life also has to continue. Lazima progress kwa maisha yako the same way probably this other person ana progress. So usifike point atika ni kama ati sasa wewe ndio you are funding this person's life entirely, like ni kama anakudependia kama mzazi, okay? And I remember niliona ka WhatsApp message fulani kalikuwa kana float around the internet, and the lady was actually leaving the guy. The lady ameitisha the guy 30k, amekataa kumpe, anaanza kumwambia sasa wewe unataka tuachane ati jume umeshindwa kunipe 30k. So what does this mean? Inamaanisha ukishaonesha partner wako that they are there because of the money, ama ushaonesha ati benefit wanapata kwako ni the money, I want to tell you that money corrupts, okay? Anytime mse ako pahali ana feel hapa manzi napata do, whether mapenzi itakuja iishe, huyo mse atabaki hapo not because of the love ama nini, but because of what they are getting as a benefit, okay? So you have to prioritize yourself and always know that you cannot always always kuanga wewe ndio unapea mse mwingine happiness but they are not giving you anything in return when it comes to happiness, okay? Reciprocate. The other thing also you should consider ni the fact that like the kitu mpya nimelearn kwa dating yati, you have to be so confident, especially kama wewe ni mwanaume and you're trying maybe kukatia msichana. You have to be confident because at the end of the day rejection might come, but rejection is not a bad thing by the way. Ukiangalia from a different perspective, rejection haikwangi kitu mbaya. It builds your confidence, it builds your strength as a man. Unakuanga na hiyo strength of mind. So hata ukirejectiwa na huyu dem, uende urejectiwa na dem mwingine, how feeling kitu, because at the end of the day it's almost like ushai experience before, ushajua venye mtu ana feeling, ushajua by the way ukibrush off hainanga any effect on you. Ni kama nini? Ni kama msia kutusi and you don't really care for them. It's like somebody insulting you and you really don't value them. Hakuna pahali tenda. So it's the same way when it comes to rejection. Unaweza rejectiwa na mse and not feel a thing just because maybe ushai experience before na unajuanga mademo anakuanga hivyo, that kuna mwenye atakureject, kuna mwenye atasikiza story yako, kuna mwenye atakudanganya outrightly, especially if you're a person mwenye you're using like probably online dating na nini. Utadie mtu akwambie hana namba yake haiko WhatsApp ama yeye mwenyewe hako WhatsApp, and it's a lie. It's a lie because hakuna mtu sahi mwenye hezi sema hako WhatsApp, even if they don't use it as much. Kila mtu ako WhatsApp, everybody has that app on their phone unless hana simu mwenye iko na WhatsApp, you get? So mtu asiwahi kudanganya ati kitu kama hiyo, you get? The other thing also nimelearn is, and I think I keep repeating this, that at the end of the day you don't need to underestimate, you shouldn't underestimate anyone. Usiingie kwa relationship ama usianze kukatia mtu udhani huyu msiezi ni cheat on, this person is loyal, this person respects me. Respect ni wewe. So anytime you go into a relationship umeanza kukatiwa na mtu, don't think people are naive. Usidhani ati mtu usianze hapo kwa underestimate mtu useme msi ako fit yako nini. Do not underestimate and don't think that this person cannot hurt you. They can hurt you. As much as saya anakuonesha mapenzi, as much as saya anakuonesha they can never do anything wrong by you. Imagine kuna siku tu inafikanga and it's almost like they are doing everything that goes against anything you believe in, ama they are doing anything that goes against anything unaweza dhani ungewahi imagine ati msi anaweza kufanyia. So you need not to underestimate people. Juu hata kale kadem, especially for men, kale kadem unaangalianga hivi unasemaka kadem ni ka innocent, wewe ndio unajua ni innocent, but she's not innocent, okay? So always treat everyone like suspect. Wewe ukiona tu mtu wejua tu huyu ni suspect, huyu ni suspect, huyu ni suspect, and that means that they can do things that can shock you. Anaweza fanya kitu uamke asubuhi ushindwe akiumse alifanya kitu kwa nini. the most important thing nimekuja kulearn of late ni ati your mental health matters when it comes to vitu za relationship na kukatia mtu na nini. If you feel somebody is toxic, run away. If you feel somebody is affecting your mental health, run away. Hautaki kuingia depression ati juu umeamua kupenda mtu. Hautaki kuingia depression ati juu umeamua kukaa ni kama unataka kujua mtu. You know, so at the end of the day, if you feel like somebody is dragging you along, no unaona ni kama kuna venye ana affect your mental space, imagine get away from them. If you feel somebody is toxic, get away from them, because at the end of the day, there are so many people out here, hauwezi wa exhaust, okay? Hauwezi maliza hata ukataka. You can't go through every other person, because every other day you will meet somebody new. Every other day you'll meet a new personality. Like me, I'm shocked every time unapatana na dem and you think they are going to be like the other person, only for you to realize this person has a very different personality and background experience yake ya maisha, probably at a age ina influences of vitu zote. But you need to know that people are so many. You don't need to stick with people that actually affect your mental health, okay? So be very careful of that. Kitu ingine ni ati there's no one way to flirting, okay? And this may be probably for the men and even for the ladies. Hakunanga njia moja ati tu ya kuflirt, ati one way, ati everybody flirts the same. No. Use your way, try your way. Ukifeel wewe ukitaka kuapproach mtu unamuapproachingi within 3 working days, that means unamsalimia leo, unamsalimia the next day, and then maybe siku ya tatu ndio unaendeleza conversation. That's your style, do it. Kama wewe ni ule mtu mwenyewe unataka kuongelesha mtu leo, utoke na namba yake leo, umpigie simu leo, umtext leo, that's your style, as long as it's working for you, okay? So style yangu ni style yangu, style yako ni style yako. So what you need to do when it comes into the dating scene, wewe jua style yako ni gani, what's your vibe, how do you approach a person, how do you start conversation, how do you make sure your conversation inabaki kuwa interesting, okay? So once you learn it, and this is something you can only learn through experience, okay? The more unaongelesha watu, the more uta learn. The more unakatia watu, the more uta learn. The more una interact na the opposite gender, the more uta learn. By the way, aya kumbe I can be able to do this thing. So it's important for you to try your way always. Na usidanganywe na mtu ati there is only one way of flirting, ati lazima approach somebody in this direction. Hapana, you can approach them from your own thinking. And that takes me to the next point. Usiwahi overthink, okay? Sometimes even as a guy nafikanga point una feel udem venye ile vibe ananipea ni kama sitaweza kupita past a certain level, sitaweza hata kupata maybe a chance ya kuminvite over na nini. And then you are shocked, siku moja tu anaamka na kuambia leo uko around, wacha nikuje, you know? And sio umemuita, sio umemtafuta, hata uliachana naye, maybe hata huko na namba yake, but they just felt like by the way mse amekuwa good vibes, acha niende spend time na yeye. Na after hapo, if you are lucky, something good happens. So it's important for you to understand that sometimes how things look, they may not end up venye unadhani. Unaweza dhani udem amekusnob, but maybe in real sense they are just in a bad mood on that day, lakini siku moja tu itakuja tu kuchange. For me personally, I say, and obviously umesikia hii term before, watu venye usema ati ni milima tu azipatanangi. Mimi hiyo ndo naamini. Like once, even as a guy, once you approach a lady, we jua tu hata kama atakulenga leo, there is a day that she might come around. So you always have to have an open mind as a guy especially, and even as a lady, okay? Lesson nyingine nimelearn, especially for the men, when you are approaching a lady, you really have to have a don't care mentality. Meaning usiweke roho yako hapo sana, because at the end of the day rejection is always going to be a possibility. Udema anaweza kataa kukuongelesha, unaweza salimia mtu na akatae kukuongelesha na akatae kusalimia, hata umemwambia tu sasa, hata haujaanza conversation, you just said sasa, and she just lingers you vibaya sana, you get? So sometimes you just have to approach it with a don't care mentality. What does that mean? That means usiweke roho yako hapo sana. Don't think ati juu umesalimia mtu lazima akusalimie. Si hata wewe husalimiangi kila mtu mwenye anakusalimia. So why are you feeling bad when you say hi to a lady and she doesn't say hi back? So just approach it with a don't care mentality. Useme hata wewe kuna wenye unalenganga na pia wewe kuna wenye wanakulenga. So you really have to be free. I think nikitaka kusummarize hiyo yote nitasema just be open-minded. Like the biggest lesson I've learned in the dating scene, just be open-minded. Don't think things are happen in a fixed way. Kitu inaweza happen differently. It might happen to your favor, it may not happen to your favor, but you just have to have an open mind. And especially kama uko single, usidependie msichana mmoja for conversation. Okay, speak to different ladies. Ongelesha huyu kwenye ameshikwa na moods, unaachana naye unaongelesha huyu kwenye amekunyamazia, unaachana naye unaongelesha mwingine, unatafuta mwingine. Why? Especially if you are a guy who is single, because it will help you learn. Itakusaidia ulearn madem sana. Okay, itakusaidia ulearn personality zao, venye wanafikiria, how do they act, how do they respond, because once you learn those things about ladies, then you will find utafika pahali you can even approach the most beautiful lady mwenye unafikiria, just because you are not limited by what you are seeing. You know like wewe uko na experience beyond what you can see. Unajua personality zao, you can almost predict what they will do. So it's a very important thing. Let me know ni lesson gani you learn of late ya dating scene. Like what's the recent lesson that you've learned or come across in the recent times?
Gachin Lion.